we can turn this into something positive and maybe it'll spread.
He's the most positive person on his job.
Now you're cured.
I feel
good. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the debut of our Positively Milwaukee show. I'm Carole Meekins. Our goal is simple, to remind you that despite our challenges, there are hopeful stories all around us. It's the norm, not the exception. And I hear from people all the time about how they want to see more positive stories. And this is what today is all about. A full half hour on a Sunday morning of enlightening and inspirational journeys. I want you to feel like you do when you put on a warm blanket. And remember that most people are kind-hearted. We begin with a story that started with hate but turned to hope. A journey that reminds us that the human spirit is good. It's one of the darkest days in Wisconsin history.
Calling from 7512 South Howard Avenue. There is shooting.
August 5th, 2012.
Did you see the shooter?
6 people gunned down at the Sikh Temple of Wisconsin in Oak Creek.
Then a bald-head man, bigger build.
The gunman, a white supremacist. He was a member of a hate group started by this man.
We must secure the existence of our race.
Arno Michaelis. One of the victims was Pardeep Kaleka's father.
Slowed the shooter down enough so other people could get to safety.
Sedan Singh Kaleka, who founded the temple.
The last day that I saw my father was my birthday. And even at that time, he was 65 years old. I was 35 years old.
Out of the story of hate, a tale of love and brotherhood between 2 unlikely friends.
You want to split a squash curry?
Yeah, let's do that. We met here. We met in person.
This was your first place you met?
It was the first place that we actually
We're sitting right there.
We returned to their original meeting place, Isan, a Thai restaurant on Milwaukee's east side. Kaleka contacted Michaelis wanting insight into hate. Kaleka admits he almost bailed.
And as I'm watching him walk in, I'm really I'm going back and forth. I could just leave. Something just told me at the time, you came here for a reason. You went this far, now keep going forward.
Kaleka did move forward. Today, the 2 are close friends and have formed a deep bond.
It was the first time that we stayed together in the same hotel room. Right?
He thought I was going to kill him in his sleep.
Once we sat down and we talked and we realized, man, this is my long lost brother. And we're like family now.
When the shootings happened, Michaelis had already left the hate group, making it easier for the 2 to connect and share family history.
My favorite is what your dad said when he cut his thumb off in the tractor.
Oh yeah,
What did he say?
Koi buddy gal nahi hai. He's fixing a tractor, and on the motor part, it just cut his thumb off, and it was almost like amputated the top of it. And then so he had to go back to work. He just ties it back up, and he's like, Koi buddy gal nahi hai, which means it's no big deal.
A fitting memory for a man who died a hero, saving members of his own congregation. Michaelis admits he was an angry youth and found connection in a group that embraced chaos, violence, and hate. Today, he's a Buddhist promoting peace.
I think a very succinct definition of hate is a willful denial of compassion. There's a guy I helped to get out of the Ku Klux Klan named Chris Buckley, who had the most vicious hatred of Islam I've ever seen in my life.
Michaelis believes trauma is the basis for most hate.
The simple answer is just suffering. Fortunately, most of us have a healthy way to process the suffering that we go through in life. If you don't have a healthy way, though, there's all sorts of unhealthy ways to process suffering. And violent extremism is that ideology, and the people who are stricken by it is an example of an unhealthy way that's actively reaching out to people who are suffering.
The 2 formed an organization called Serve to Unite. They co-wrote this book, The Gift of Our Wounds. They travel around the country promoting a message of unity.
When the shooting itself happened, it wasn't that we were anything special, but I think we both had that common mission of let's not have people lose hope and faith in humanity because of what this person did.
I think, honestly, the greatest gift we can give to people that we love is our genuine happiness. Somebody who's going to walk into a place like that and just start murdering people has plainly lost their faith in humanity, and they want to destroy everyone else's faith in humanity as well. Yep. So the first step in countering that is to refuse to give up that faith in humanity.
Pardeep admits it took a while to deal with the raw emotions after his father was killed.
I think I was saying all the right things about compassion and forgiveness and love because I had a communal commitment, a responsibility to say, we need to say the right things for the world, because at the end of the day, I can't let this hate crime be the lasting message. But internally, you're struggling. Internally, you're bitter. And you need to be lovingly challenged out of a place of bitterness.
At the helm of their message, nonviolence.
It's easy to be aggressive. It's easy to respond to aggression with aggression. If you really want to challenge yourself, if you really want to show me how bad you are, respond to aggression with compassion. And if you don't believe it's hard, try it sometime.
Today, two men who could have become bitter enemies lead with love and humanity.
For me, just with my messed up personality, I almost do that from a place of spite. my faith is very genuine, and it's like it does come from a place of inner peace. But when it flares up like this, I'm like, I'll be damned if I'm going to let you shake my faith in humanity. You will never do that to me. You never break me.
The spiritual challenge that we face right now is, how do we treat the ones that don't look like us, don't walk like us, don't talk like us, don't pray in the same places as us? And if my children can say, my dad created a better world for all of God's children, then I've lived a life worth living.
That says it all. Now, I read this book and I honestly had a hard time putting it down. It is funny, irreverent, sad, and happy, but at the end, you will feel hopeful. Well, sometimes you need to face mortality to change your life. That's what happened to a preacher's son who got mixed up in the wrong crowd. But today, Jermaine Rideout has a new life and a new purpose. He's convinced his talent kept him alive.
Ain't nobody but mine.
43-year-old Jermaine Rideout says it's a miracle he's not a statistic.
So if I sit down in my soul,
You were selling drugs, taking
Did it
drugs.
all.
Today, he's the music director at Ephesians Missionary Baptist Church in Milwaukee. But about 6 years ago, he felt the grip of death. Rideout admits, despite a great family, he was lured by the wrong crowd.
The money, the cars, the women, and so I figured, well, let me give it a try.
Music saved his life.
If I didn't have that to fall back on, I would have been either dead or in jail.
The pastor's son, he knew he was in the wrong.
I had to realize one day that the cemetery is filled with Grammy Award winner songwriters and music producers and rappers that never tapped into their potential because their life was cut short.
Rideout gets emotional remembering the day he almost died.
I'm sorry. And as the bullets was flying past me, and I can hear it hitting the fence, he spoke. This was in Milwaukee on 28th and Clark. 20th and Clark. It was 13 of us, and we made it out alive. I told him, I said, God, if you allow me to make it out of this, I'll run and tell your goodness everywhere I go. It's just as plain as day, he spoke. Thank you so much.
Now Jermaine Rideout is a new man, freed from his past and hitting the right notes for his future.
Because I don't look like what I've been through. I don't look like, from the armed robberies to me getting robbed to being in shootouts and car accidents and all type of stuff that God has brought me through. But I had the mindset that, you know, my dad is a pastor, so nothing can happen to me. That was the wrong mindset. I decided to change my life and go the other way. And I've been blessed ever since.
And that was me clapping, by the way. Jermaine has such a rich sound. He actually wrote the song he was singing, and he's performed with a number of greats, including Usher and Drew Hill. We are about to encourage the heart with a surprise.
I feel blessed, and I thank God for you. Could I have a hug?
A trip to the grocery store I loved, and I know you will too. And let's take a moment and enjoy the glory of winter. It's in full force. Photojournalist Jeff Morris went above to share these images. Women's NBA legend Sue Bird once said, to be successful, you have to expose yourself to different situations. In Milwaukee, one team's successful season in 2019 gained national attention. And this team isn't just making buckets, it's opening doors. Delaney Bry talked to these talented women.
Just the fact that people think girls can't play, that's already a lot. But on top of that, we have the religion.
For the young women of Salaam Stars, basketball has become more than a game.
Right when you see us, you know we're Muslim. Like, there's no way. It's not like when you see the guys playing, you don't know they're Muslim until you ask around.
It's an opportunity to break down stereotypes on and off the court.
They always underestimate us. They're like laughing, joking, they're pointing at us. And then it's like, when it comes to the game, they're just like, wow, they can actually play.
It feels powerful to be a Muslim athlete. We're not trying to hide. We're trying to show people who we are. We're trying to show people that we're not what the media puts us out to be.
The hijab may be a symbol of modesty, but in no way does it constrain an athlete's competitiveness.
Sometimes even it's the refs. They'll be calling, random fouls, or they won't be calling the other team's fouls. We don't let that bring us down because we still win that game, and we still prove everybody wrong.
Helping the Stars shine, head coach Cassidy Masak, a St. Francis alum who never once saw her team as less than.
I think that's like a lot of the reason like so many of them responded so well to me is like, I didn't care like what you're wearing. Like, I didn't make it like, oh, you have long sleeves on, like I guess you can't play as hard. It's like, no, you're gonna come out here, I'm expecting a lot out of you guys. Like, this isn't just a club sport or like for fun. Like, we're trying to do something here.
And while that something is what every team is after,
Win a state championship, honestly.
It's clear that the individuals on this court have won a battle some don't have the courage to fight.
I know some girls are like Muslims out there and like they're scared to like put the scarf on and play at the same time. And honestly, I just tell them, don't let anyone make you afraid being who you are.
Well said. We love our girl power. Delaney, thank you very much. Right now, I want to take a moment to tell you a little bit about our Positively Milwaukee set. We have several Milwaukee-made pieces to share with you, and today we're going to take a closer look at the artwork that we have here. Now, the two paintings are from Georgia Fritsch. She is a 17-year-old aspiring artist. She's a student at Martin Luther High School, and this painting is really touching. It represents one person's happiness and sadness, two sides to one person, something that all of us can relate to. And the other painting we have adorning our set, Georgia gave to her mother as a surprise. Now, this is an image of Georgia's mother at 14 with her mom. Georgia never got to meet her grandmother, so her interpretation is so touching. We want to thank you for sharing your talent. This is truly Positively Milwaukee. And a reminder, we want you to share your positive stories with us. All you have to do is go to Facebook and join the Positively Milwaukee with Carole Meekins Facebook group. We'd love for you to join and share any positive pictures as well as any stories that you might want to let us know about. Well, who does not like a surprise? We discovered plenty of smiles when Positively Milwaukee took to the streets to encourage the heart. I hope this helps the weekend get off on a good start. It sure will, thank you. And these may be shots of cold weather, but they warm my heart. Photojournalist Jeff Morris takes to the skies and gives us a treat for the eyes. Time now for a segment we call Encourage the Heart. Now, this is where our Positively Milwaukee team actually goes out and surprises people. They get an unexpected gift. A reminder that benevolence is everywhere. Hello, everybody. I'm outside Pick and Save near 57th and Capitol, and I have a goal. I want to try to put smiles on people's faces. So let's see. As I wander through the Midtown Pick and Save, people share their secrets to a good attitude. If you were to give people advice on staying positive, what would you say, Sarah?
To try to get exercise and eat healthy.
I saw your smile. I thought, oh, she's happy.
For the most part, yes. I think positive and I go to church.
How do you stay positive in life?
Putting a smile on people's face, be kind, be respectful, smile, have $1 million smile like mine.
You gotta believe in yourself.
So why not use the grocery store to shop for even more smiles? We're gonna pay for your groceries today. This is part of Channel 4's Positively Milwaukee Encourage the Heart.
Okay. Thank you, Wilma.
Okay, thank you. Tia is a busy working mom.
Or I just wake up, thankful, push myself. I just say, okay, let's go. Just keep moving. I don't know.
We'd like to pay for your groceries.
Look,
do you mind?
Thank you. I do not. Look, thank you.
I know you didn't expect that, but do you mind? We have a company credit card, so.
Thank you.
I hope this helps the weekend get off on a good start.
Yeah, thank you.
21-year-old Denisha is looking for work. She wants to be a singer. What do you do to stay positive?
I pray to God every day, and I read my Bible.
Do you mind if I ask you a question? Can I pay for your groceries?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you don't mind that we do.
Thank you, God.
Maybe the praying worked.
It did. God bless you. Thank you so much.
But little Malik, totally unimpressed.
Blessed. I feel blessed. And I thank God for you. Can I have a hug?
35-year-old Portia Thomas says faith keeps her spirits up. When you get down, what do you do to lift yourself up?
I pray. When I get down, I just say a prayer and always remember that God has done it before and He'll be able to do it again.
We're doing something called Encourage the Heart. We just want to let people know that there's so much goodness in the world.
Yes, it is.
It's not all bad. Portia, I just want to ask you one more question. Can I pay for your groceries?
Oh my God, that is such a blessing. Yes. Thank you so much. Can I give you a hug?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
See, I really love my job. So if you do happen to see us around town, feel free to share your positive message. We might just have a special surprise for you. Well, time now for our 4 positives. This is where we spotlight a hopeful moment, many that enrich Southeast Wisconsin. Akeisha Burke's heart is still in Milwaukee. Though she lives in Texas, she comes back on a regular basis to lift others. She founded Motivating All Youth. The group helps families of sick and deceased kids. She recently returned to Vincent High School with Corday Wood. Corday has undergone 2 major heart surgeries plus a heart transplant. The 10-year-old talked to girls' basketball teams from Washington and Vincent about heart health. The teens wore hoodies in honor of Corday. The 10-year-old called this day the best day of his life. Our second positive, a heartfelt ending to a story that went viral. Remember Tough, the English bulldog rescued by South Milwaukee firefighters? Well, the heroes were reunited with Tough and its owner, Cindy Thong. The department is now selling t-shirts with the dog's image. All money will go toward equipment for water rescue training for the department. The adorable pup giving back to the men who saved his life. Now that's a double positive. Positive number 3, these artists are busy rehearsing for a new production. People from all walks of life are coming together to raise awareness about hate. They've been in the studio the past few weeks. The song is from the Milwaukee Coalition Against Violence and the Milwaukee Coalition Against Hate. It formally debuts next month. That same organization recorded another song, and that is our positive number 4, where students shared their talents to denounce bullying.
Getting picked on, getting teased. Just wanna know why they bother me. What did I do to deserve this pain? What's the issue? I'm going insane. But what I didn't see is that the one I call bully. Oh, they're going through things just baby, they're not getting much love. That's why we gotta give it to them. Kill them with kindness, then what you'll find is there will be light at the end of both sides.
Every week I will leave you with one of my favorite quotes. Today we salute the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Thank you for spending the morning with us. Here's hoping that your week is positively Milwaukee.